What's up? Almost forgot to unmute us. That would have been bad. Anyways, what's up and welcome to Mouse Heroes and Magic, episode number 54? Is that right? Is that really right? That's crazy. That's awesome though. Super stoked about today's show. But before we get into it, how are you doing over there?
Me?
Yeah, you. Gotta get you adjusted.
I think the weather change from Disney World, like Orlando, to here has jacked up my sinuses because I am congested like crazy.
Yeah, that makes sense. It wasn't really that big of a change, but at the same time, it kind of was. So,
I feel like it was like the heat and stuff was the same, but like the allergens and everything was different.
Right.
I guess. I mean, I was fine until today.
Yeah.
And we just got back yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, me and the boys have kind of been going hoarse since a little bit.
Well, see, I started out hoarse and not feeling good. And then I got better and y'all got worse.
Yeah, that is actually 100% true. It's kind of sad. Nobody's in the chat yet. So while we're waiting on people to join in, let's go ahead and bring in that dude from up yonder. After I unmute him, Mr. Brian Ferguson. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. How's that PDD going?
Ow.
That PDD, that would be the postpartum Disney depression. And you've already asked me that question once. And yeah, I told you not to bring that up.
Well, I had to during the show, right?
Yeah, it is real. It is real. LD's saying that we are a minute late. Actually, we're not. There was just a lag, I think. Yeah. Because we've been live for 3 minutes and it is 8:03, so deal with it.
Suck it.
But yeah, so
oh my gosh, I forgot something. I have to go get it.
Oh my goodness.
I have to go get it.
What just happened?
Uh-oh.
Oh no, this totally happened. And this is something that should have been discussed pre-show, but since you just remembered.
I can't see none of the chats on the side right here. What's up with that?
I don't know.
That's weird. I usually can see them. Oh, well.
That is weird. I don't know. That is weird. So Sarah bought herself a little souvenir. This is kind of a combination for the both of you.
Did you tell him what it was?
Hell's coming in mean. I wish more PDD upon your household. But that will come back on her, so she says to ignore it. That's great.
That's funny.
So Sarah bought herself and Brian you something.
Oh, what?
It's for the podcast, but it's specifically for me and you.
Yeah, nice. So that little
I should have
inside
bought two
joke
and mailed him one.
Yeah, that little inside joke.
Yeah.
So while we were leaving Tower of Terror,
I love it. That's great.
So
I got a hotel tower, Hollywood Tower hotel, like bell, service bell.
Awesome.
I saw it. Like it was right there, right when you walked in. Like, you know how all the rides pretty much have a gift shop, like right there. We walked through it and it was right there at the
go.
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah. Yes. She straight up did a 360.
I was like, honey, I don't care what you say or think. I'm doing
this. That's great.
Yeah. All right. So had to make sure that comments were coming through on Facebook, and they are.
There they go. Okay.
Yeah. I told you about this, Brian. The postpartum post Disney depression.
Yes.
Wow, I'll get it right. The post Disney depression, I mean, really set in when I realized I woke up to get ready this morning and I put my magic band on. And I haven't taken it off yet. I'm just not going to until it's time to go to bed.
Until what?
Huh?
Until what?
It's time to go to bed. What is going on behind you, Brian? It sounds like there's a war zone back there.
Well, you know how it is when you're trying to get your house ready. It's just it's mass chaos.
So Brian Dial from Magic and
Wilderness.
Mickey is rubbing it in. He's got his RV set up down there at the campgrounds.
Man.
Yeah.
Like, man, we just got back and it's just not fair.
So, the PDD really hit me. And I know this sounds really crazy because it hit me halfway through our trip.
When you realize that it's halfway over?
Well, I realized it was halfway over. It was the only day we had in Magic Kingdom, and it had been a really great day. And I was just like, when we were leaving, we were one of the last people to leave the park. And I was just thinking, I don't want to leave, or can we at least come back? I feel like one day is just not enough.
Right.
And then on Friday, when it was our last day in Hollywood Studios, it was really, really, really sad. I was depressed that we were going to leave.
Yeah, it was brutal. Really, wow.
What
Ouch.
the crap?
That was bad.
We're going to have to meet them
guys.
again.
I'm set up in the kitchen.
So
and nobody has any kind of respect for that.
Right.
Sorry about that.
So the time that it hit me was when I was getting those pictures at Magic Kingdom at night there on Main Street and all. That's when it really started hitting me. I actually teared up a little bit doing the pictures and videos there because it was like, for one, not many people are going to get to see that for a while. And for two, it's like, man, like we've had such an incredible time. We don't I don't want this to end, So,
I know it's crazy. I would totally move to Disney World, but I don't like Orlando at all.
Right.
But at least like downtown Orlando and all that. I really, Brian, this is getting ridiculous.
So let's go ahead. What we'll do, Brian, is I'll have you muted for, until while you're kind of working on things. And anytime you want to say something, just hold up a finger and I'll unmute you. That'll help with the background noise for those listening on the podcast.
That was really bad.
So let's go ahead and get into the trip. So we've already done days 1 and 2, right? So we did our arrival day and we'll do we've done our Animal Kingdom day. All right. So let's go ahead. Day 3 was Hollywood Studios. The first time to Hollywood Studios on this trip. Where do you want to start, honey?
Like it started out a little like, oh crap, because we thought we were, like hitting the perfect time.
Right.
And then we got to the Skyliners and there was a massive line.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, this stinks. So we definitely missed out on the first boarding pass.
Yeah. That was a goof up on my part because I wasn't factoring in that it was Labor Day. And that it was going to be busier.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my goof up. Not thinking about the Skyliner. We're going to have that longer line and everything that kind of held us up. We walked in the park at like 10:02.
Yeah, I mean, it was really close, but not early enough.
Right. I'm trying to keep an eye on Brian over there, make sure he's not got something to chime in with. So we missed out on the Rise boarding pass there at opening, but we did snag one at 2:00.
We did.
It was a backup group, but luckily the ride ran smooth up until our boarding pass time.
Like we actually camped out in this little like nook right next to Millennium Falcon. Wasn't that where we were? Millennium Falcon. There's like this little nook there between the exit of Millennium Falcon and the big circling ramp deal.
It is the spot to hang out. So it's right there when you walk out of Smuggler's Run, out of the exit door. There's this like bench type area, and there's these huge fans that are barely spinning. Right, it's just part of the land, But that was really the spot because the air conditioning just kind of like blasted out of the exit door. Mm-hmm. So you would sit there and you'd be borderline chilly.
I mean, I wouldn't say I was chilly because
borderline chilly.
Like at home, I'm really cool natured. Like I can wear a hoodie most of the time, but for some reason in the parks, I was dying like from heat exhaustion.
Right,
it's terrible.
And I will say, so while the masks weren't ideal, it didn't make it unbearable. I don't think. It did make it to where you can probably tell by my voice, I'm a little hoarse. The boys are pretty hoarse. Sarah's a little hoarse. And I have narrowed that down to the fact that with the mask on, you have to talk much louder.
Oh, and apparently I had full-on conversations in my sleep every single night. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that. But
Cheryl seemed kind of angry about it a few times. And I'm like, I can't do anything about it. I'm asleep and doing this.
Right. So Mom made a good point here. So first, let's get to her first comment where she said, this morning I woke up and thought I had gotten a notification from Disney. Then I didn't know where the heck I was. Had a great time though. It's true. I mean, that's that post-Disney depression right there.
No, it was actually like a depressing moment when we went to bed last night.
And it was our bed and not the nice comfy beds at Caribbean Beach.
Like, we're a young family with little kids. They're expensive.
Right.
So we have a king size bed that we have had for like 6 years, about the same amount of time as Jameson.
Right.
And it is wore slap out. And then the bed in the first hotel room we were in was so comfortable. Like I would just lay down and there was a sigh of relief. It was so amazing.
Yeah. And Mom made a good point. We should start where we started in Hollywood Studios, which was Toy Story Land.
Darth Vader cosplay.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a second. Brian said I'm not paying attention. I apparently missed him. So there you are, Brian. What's up?
That's okay. We've already passed that.
No, look.
I was going to ask about the masks.
Oh, okay.
Like how bad were they?
I did want to touch on that some. For me, it wasn't something that would cause me to not go to the parks.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just something to deal with, a sacrifice to make. My biggest advice, if you're going to go while they have the mask situation going on, is to do what we did and bring multiple masks and backups.
Yeah.
Because it'll make your face sweat and then it'll get soaking wet and then it's really hard to breathe. Or you'll ride something like Splash Mountain and get it really wet and then you can't breathe.
Right. And that did make it kind of tough. I know going through the Big Thunder Mountain queue, my mask was just absolutely soaked, right?
Mm.
And I've been watching this YouTube channel called Tom Does Disney. He does a lot of live streaming, and he is like the most down to earth
the what
streamer that I've seen. And he really interacts with, really engages with his viewers and all. And he's mentioned before, it's like breathing cake out here, and I'm like, what in the world are you talking about? Like breathing cake. That makes no sense. No, it totally makes sense now. All right, since we've been to the park and my mask was sopping wet, it did make total sense. that that what he was meaning by breathing cake, it was just so thick. I would be wringing my mask out.
Oh my
but
gosh.
Overall, it wasn't, like I said, to me, it wasn't unbearable.
Okay, LD. I don't know if they have some kind of new situation, but we bought several masks while we were there just because. And I wouldn't necessarily say that they were more comfortable than some other ones that I had. I will say that something that helped me a lot was we had those fans that go around your neck that you can point towards you.
Amazing.
And every once in a while I would pull from the bottom of my mask and let the air go straight in, and it helped.
I felt like he was going to keep saying something. So
somebody got distracted.
It was funny. So, all right.
Y'all, I am not on my ADHD medicine. I ran out yesterday.
Oh, no, that's the problem. Okay.
Squirrel.
So I want to get to this comment from Elle. All right. She said, where did you get your Darth Vader cosplay from? Okay. So I didn't realize it until we were in the parks.
The whole black.
And somebody walked by and said, I love your Disney bound. What are you talking about? I was wearing a black shirt,
black shorts,
black mask. And it's like, I love your Disney band. Like, not bad. Oh, yes, I am. That's what Elle's talking about.
When he got dressed that morning, I was like, honey, you look like a wannabe ninja.
Right.
Or samurai or something. You're like all blacked out.
Yeah, and Mom says here the masks that we bought at Disney were really thick.
They were really, really thick.
I'll say this: if you've got a big melon head like me, don't get the mask. It's just not. You're not going to be able to do it. You can wear it, but at the same time, we're going back to the "Would you rather" episode where would you rather be Pinocchio or Dumbo? Right? That mask straight up, like my ears were straight out to the side, dude. Like I look like Dumbo.
All of them kind of pushed your ears out.
So, be mindful of that.
And if you're an adult, just go ahead and get the extra large.
Yeah,
one.
You wore the extra large comfortably.
Yeah, I mean the extra large was a little too big, but still comfortable, and the large was really tight on my ears.
Right.
So,
anyways, let's backtrack.
What is wrong with you, Brian?
It's just silly. Sorry.
Ninja Turtle.
So,
Yes.
he gets distracted by Elle's comments, I think.
You are not.
Let's go back and let's talk about Toy Story Land when we first got to Hollywood Studios. So we went straight in and was pretty much able to go straight on to Slinky Dog.
As soon as the park actually opened.
Yeah.
Well, a few minutes before. I think they let us on like 10 minutes before the park actually.
And then
how long of a wait at all? Like you just walk right onto the walk right?
Yeah, I mean there's a little bit of a wait, but not bad at all.
Like we
maybe,
got into
10,
the
15
park.
minutes.
Yeah, we got into the park really, really early. And
not on this, not the first day. Not the first day we didn't. The first day we got in a little late.
Okay.
But everybody was over at Galaxy's Edge. I mean, Smuggler's Run was at a 90-minute wait when we got there. You know, so we just went ahead and dipped over to Toy Story Land.
Yeah, like everybody was focusing on the main part, and we just skipped on over to.
Went right over to Toy Story. We rode Slinky. Then we went to Toy Story Mania. Then Alien Swirling Saucers.
We did Toy Story Mania first.
Who won, by the way?
Oh, I won every time. Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, he kicked butt at Toy Story Mania. Like he had the highest score every single time we rode, and not just out of us, but out of the whole group.
Right.
Hey, what's the trick? What's your trick?
Dude,
See, that's what I do. I put the little rope between my finger and pop it out like that.
Yeah. So we
yeah.
So Elle asked here, Elle's asking what our favorite ride in Toy Story Land is. Mine is still going to be Slinky Dog in Toy Story Land. I think Jameson would concur. Phoenix loved Toy Story Mania. He also loved Alien Swirling Saucers too, though.
Yeah. Grandma absolutely loved Toy Story Mania.
Yeah.
She wasn't a big fan of Slinky Dog.
Right. What about you, honey? Slinky Dog?
Out of that whole park,
Out of Toy Story Land.
Toy Story Land. Slinky Dog is definitely my top favorite.
Toy Story Mania close second.
And Toy Story Mania
Yes.
close second.
I concur.
Yeah. So we pretty much did all 3 rides. We pretty much did all 3 rides twice.
Yeah.
Early in the morning. And then we just kind of meandered around for a bit, made our way over to Galaxy's Edge. We was able to get that 2:00 boarding pass. That it ended up being a really interesting experience. So we knew for a fact that Phoenix was 40 inches. He was measured before we even left the house, right? And he measured at 40 inches.
Like at the doctor's office.
Right. He's like right at 40.5 inches. So anyways, we went to Star Tours. He measured just fine at the beginning of the queue. We got in up there to the ride. He was like 3 inches off. And I'm like, okay, somebody needs to reevaluate something. Something's off here, Went back later in the day and he measured just fine everywhere on Star Tours. So that was kind of weird. But it was okay. We got by that.
Part of it was that Phoenix kind of
didn't cooperate. Yeah.
Like he'd tilt his head a little bit to the side and kind of hunch his back a little bit. And then when we tried to get him to stand up straight, every single time he would like get up on his tiptoes. And we're like, no, don't do that.
Right.
Just stand up straight.
So then we get, so Zebbo did Star Tours. We go over to Rise and they said he's too short. At this point, I'm a little ill. I'm like, okay, so he's already ridden Star Tours, we know for a fact that he's tall enough. And the supervisor over there at Rise wasn't the nicest about it. But that's okay. It happens, right? So Mom, Jameson, and Sarah go over. They go ahead and they go on the ride. We're gonna do rider swap. Well, they I'm getting distracted by Jenny talking back there.
Hey, Jenny, go away.
I'll mute.
But she they rode the ride and it broke down on them at the AT-AT room.
Yeah, we got there, the part. Well, I'm not gonna tell what the part is.
Right. Yeah, we're not gonna go into any detail. Everybody knows there's an AT-AT room, so we'll leave it at that.
Let's just say we were on the 2nd floor.
Right.
And it was close to the beginning.
Dana and Amy from the Run Eat Drink podcast are rubbing it in too. They're at Geyser Point right now watching this. So,
whatever.
Yeah, I know, right? I wish we would have been able to meet up with them, but unfortunately Amy got a little heat exhaustion on Friday night, and because they're down there, they've been doing virtual 5Ks. Doing the Avengers virtual 5Ks. So it's been really cool keeping up with them on Instagram with that. So if you're not following them, go check them out at the Run Eat Drink podcast. It has had a lot of issues with reliability. But we kind of got some answers on that from a cast member.
Yeah. Apparently, like Toy Story, not Toy Story.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad has updated wiring, RFID cable, maybe.
Right.
And it's better quality than Roz. So they're trying to switch it out, but it's really slow because there's a lot of them. So the rod is getting, more reliable, and that being said, Mickey and Minnie's broke down on us too.
That did happen on Friday, so we'll get to that.
I want to know where my mug is. I mean, that is the coolest mug.
Oh, dude.
You mandoed up.
My Mando mug. Yes, check this out. It is man. Awesome, dude.
That thing is heavy too. Like
it is.
Dude, I would have sent you money for it. Come on, man.
Why didn't you?
Because you didn't tell me you was buying one.
Well, I didn't know I was buying one until I bought one.
God,
It was-
when you get something like that, you just might as well think about me. Come on, homeboy.
Like,
Shop Disney. Man.
it was
Shop
an
Disney.
emotional purchase for him.
It was an emotional purchase. I had a little bit of a rough day, so it was an emotional purchase. Just like the little baby Wookiees. Yeah, Rise did get struck by lightning. I've forgotten about that a couple weeks ago, so that's not helping with the breakdown issues. But yeah,
Dang, I hadn't heard that.
Oh yeah. I shared something on Instagram about it. You know, you check that out a little more often. You know, that'd be cool. But
Suffice to say, me, Cheryl, and Jamison got escorted off, and because Cheryl has mobility issues, they actually brought her a wheelchair. Then we got to go back, like quote unquote, backstage and go down an elevator. And it was really cool. I wanted to video so bad, but you can't.
Yeah, they're pretty strict on that.
Also, they're really, really, really strict on masks. Like they have to cover your nose and your chin. And even Phoenix, who's 3, kept being reminded, like he would fall down. They'd be like, cover his nose, cover his nose. Like they are almost Nazi level.
Yeah, they really are.
You mean first order level, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Like
there you go.
we were leaving the park, and it was after hours at Magic Kingdom, and we were like the only ones there. Not really, but there were very few people there, and we're leaving. We're like 10 feet from the exit, and this guy was like, "Hey, he's not wearing a mask." Like,
right.
And it was because we ate at Liberty Tree, and yeah, he got $8 Oliver's mask or whatever. And I was like, well, I guess it's a good thing we're leaving.
Yeah. So what we did do Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway on Monday. What was your thoughts on Mickey and Minnie's without any kind of spoilers or anything? Because a lot of people haven't have not been able to ride it yet.
Sadness is the cover charge.
What was your thoughts on it?
The first time was pretty interesting. We meant to ride it again the first day at Hollywood Studios, but like we didn't have the time for it.
Right.
But like the second time we were in Hollywood Studios, we rode it a couple more times, and I mean, it's not my favorite ride. Like, it's not even like halfway up on the list, I don't think.
Right.
I wasn't a big. It was okay, but I wasn't a big fan of it.
Really? See, I absolutely loved Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I thought they did an incredible job. I will say, I understand why they missed this opportunity, but it was a missed opportunity. I mean, they were working with an existing building already, and there is one place in the ride where I feel like there should have been a drop. There should have been a drop in one scene, and then it would have made it so much better. But I get why they didn't do it. Like,
I mean, it was an okay ride, but when you put it in comparison with some others, like if we did a One Must Go, it would definitely lose out over a lot of stuff. But I will say that the ride really had almost a Tim Burton feel to it.
So yeah, and that's with the new shorts. I don't know, the new shorts kind of have a different feel to them.
It will blow you away.
Mom says it will blow you away. Literally, there's a place in the ride where you could get blown away.
There's some really cool stuff in the ride.
Yes.
I mean, it's not that I don't love it. It's just that, I mean, it was okay. But, like, Flight of Passage, way better. Roz, Millennium Falcon, all those are way better.
I don't
Oh, no, she didn't. What, Elle?
I honestly, I don't know. And Dana and Amy over at Run Eat Drink Podcast, you definitely have to get over there and ride it while you're still in town. I don't know if this is going to be a bold statement. I don't know if it was one must go Smuggler's Run versus Mickey and Minnie's. I would have to really think about that.
Well, as long as Cheryl isn't piloting and Jameson, like that was bad. Like, talk about some serious whiplash.
I don't know. Even still, I mean, you could have the best pilots there are, right? Everything could go smooth and it'd be the best ride ever on Millennium Falcon. I don't know. That's going to cost some thought.
It's because James is a Disney nerd. So,
well, I mean, okay. I really liked Mickey and Minnie's, but I don't think it was incredible as people made it out. So it could be that it was so hopped up that I was expecting more.
Well, and see, that's why I try to tell you, don't buy into the hype.
Yeah.
You can't buy into the hype because people do hype everything up so much.
And I will say this, like on our last day in Hollywood Studios, it did break down on us and we had to be escorted off again.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in a part of the ride that I swear Daisy looked like a demon.
She did look pretty evil.
She was straight up legit evil.
The way her eyes stopped, it was like, whoa. There's pictures and videos on Instagram of that. And you get it. Here's one thing.
Every ride is different on Smugglers.
In a sense.
I mean, there's some parts that just happen.
There's one place where you are guaranteed you're going to crash.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you have no control over it. Like, and that's the thing. It's a simulator. To me, don't get me wrong. I love Smuggler's Run, but it's a lot like Star Tours in a sense.
I'm not the biggest. Like the first time we went to Disney, or first time we went to Hollywood Studios ever, and I rode Star Tours, I thought it was really cool. But hey, Shad,
my long lost brother is in the chat. Shad Hall. That is, if you've been listening to the show, you know Christina, and Shad is her husband. We got to spend the day with them in Hollywood Studios on Friday. Boy, what an adventure!
And we got to eat at T-Rex on Thursday.
Yes, we ate at T-Rex Cafe with them on Thursday.
As Christina says, they were separated at birth. They're a lot alike.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
So, anyways, they yeah. Where were we?
I don't know, but y'all been in Hollywood Studios for 30 minutes, just FYI.
Okay, yeah, let's move on. Well,
if this is a trip report, y'all have covered one park.
Yes.
We did spend 2 days there.
2 more.
Right. We did.
That's true. That's true. I'm sorry.
I mean, out of the 3 parts, we went to 3 parks: Hollywood Studio twice, Animal Kingdom, and Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
We covered Animal Kingdom on our first, while we were there.
Yes.
So there's really not much to talk about.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What was the overlay for Star Tours? Was it geared more towards the newer Star Wars movies?
So it had a lot of
they did update it.
Yes, it was a lot of the Rise of Skywalker in there. A lot of scenes from there. Honey, you mind shutting that door? I'm hearing the TV. So Dana says here, unpopular opinion, Star Wars was the first movie I saw as a child in 1977. Had all the toys. I'm a lifelong fan. I am not thrilled with the Star Wars area of the park. Attention and detail is amazing. It's beautiful, but it's mostly empty, and one of the main rides is not reliable. It's even worse right now with no characters wandering around. Much prefer Toy Story Land on the whole. So I will say this, though, Dana, I actually posted a video. So they are, while they're not wandering around whole land like they were.
See, me and Cheryl agree.
You are still getting I'll get to that in just a minute. They are you know that little area where the stormtroopers used to be up on that stage area type deal, right?
Close
above where droids are working and all.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you for a second. We have a door standing wide open, and the kids weren't coming in here. And as soon as we close I close the door Jamison opened the door.
Yeah. So we Chewbacca and Rey were up there at one point.
Chewbacca was up there several times.
Yeah, and it was still a great interaction. We were there probably a good 5 minutes or so. The boys talking with Chewbacca, then we moved down and they were talking with Rey. It was honestly a great experience. I actually preferred it more than when they were wandering around the land as a whole, because everybody just gathered around them. It made it so hard to get that, interaction when a lot of people were too busy with their noses in their phones and they didn't even see the characters up there.
Yeah.
So
I think there was definitely a lot more personal touch to the interactions than there would be if they were walking around, because everybody would flock to them, and they're still trying to keep moving. So you're not really going to get to say anything. Like, you might get to say hi or something, but you don't really have time to take pictures with them. You don't have, no.
Right.
Yeah, I get that. But when the stormtroopers are going around through
that is fun. Like when they pick people in.
Yes, that is awesome. That is really neat.
And it was also the stormtroopers were up there at one point with Vi or however you say her name. She was up there kind of sneaking around and all that behind them. So you still got the show with it, right?
Yeah.
But stormtroopers were also up there at Kylo Ren's ship a good bit, and we got to interact with them then. So that was really fun.
I do have a question. I mean, freaking stormtroopers are like completely covered. So why can't they be out in the crowd?
Because people would be touching them and all,
but they're covered. They could like Lysol them down.
Well, you don't want. I mean, that would kind of take away from the immersion if you got somebody walking behind them with Lysol cans.
Well, I don't mean like immediately. I get it. It was just an observation.
Yeah. So
I agree with you.
Mom says that she would probably choose Star Tours and Millennium Falcon over Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So it was a fun trip, Mom. I'm sad that you'll never be going to Disney with us again. So Run Eat Drink says Slinky Dog is a favorite over Star Wars Land right now. That's still bold.
Okay. I think that Toy Story Land is really amazing because of all of this stuff, like the massive toys and all of that. Like, it's really, really a cool place to be. I do like Star Wars Land or Batuu. I think that it is a really awesome place. Cheryl made an observation that while we were there that Batuu is a little creepy at night, just a little bit. And I do agree to a point. All of the ambient noise that they have going all the time is extremely loud when there's not people.
Right. That was the thing, was there was nobody around. I mean, our reservation for Oga's on Friday
was an hour after
closing. So there was nobody around. So all the noise and all really stuck out. Elle asked, so do you get motion sickness more from the new stuff versus the old stuff?
No.
The only time I felt uneasy the entire trip was on Space Mountain, but I don't really get motion sickness much. It's an old one.
I think that the newer rides are a lot smoother.
Yeah.
They don't jerk you around as much as like Big Thunder Mountain or.
So Shad said, are you talking about Railroad or Rise of the Resistance? But yeah, and I've got the video Phoenix interacting with Chewie and Rey up, and I'll be putting the one of the stormtroopers up on YouTube before long.
It was a really, really cute interaction between Rey and Phoenix.
Yes. Run Eat Drink says valid points. We had a great interaction with Jack Sparrow. We would not have had in everyday Disney with all the procedures at Animal Kingdom. 100% agree. We had an incredible experience with Jack also. What did I say?
Animal.
Well, I don't know where I got Animal from, but at Magic Kingdom. And I agree 100%.
We had a really awesome interaction with Jack Sparrow too.
Yeah.
And we've been to Magic Kingdom probably more than any other part.
Right.
And that's the first time I had ever even seen him.
Right. So Shad says, yeah, there's just too many issues with Rise right now. It's always down. But they are working on updating those issues, hoping to get those fixed where it won't be breaking down as much. The thing is that Rise just has so many moving parts that have to sync up.
Okay. Elle made a really awesome comment.
We'll get to that in a minute. Britt just chimed in the chat from Magic and Mickey. I cannot say her last name. She's broken it down for me before, and I can't say it. Espatia, maybe. Close.
Just don't even. You're butchering something.
So, I was about to get to Tower of Terror. LD beat us there. I was going to say we need to make our way down Sunset Boulevard. That is somewhere where we've obviously been, but we haven't done the rides. We've done the Lightning McQueen, show there, which is a great little show. But, dude, let me tell you. So we did.
Do they know about your watch? Did you make any?
I have not made any kind of post about that. We did Tower of Terror for the first time.
Oh my gosh.
Mom and Phoenix went shopping. Phoenix wasn't tall enough at 40 inches. So
which I'm okay with. I feel like that's a ride that younger, a 3-year-old really shouldn't be on.
Right. So that was fine. But let me tell you, first off, the theming, the queue, everything is amazing.
Bye, Shad.
Shad is heading out. He says, love you guys. He is still at work, laying down on the job, watching videos. God, come on, man.
He went to the bathroom.
Go feed your dog. Go feed your dog, man. But no, Britt just she LOL'd at me and says no one can say her last name.
Okay, back to Tower of Terror.
So back to Tower of Terror. It is so. Elle says, "Let me go get my Tower of Terror ears on while we explain."
They have ears for Tower of Terror.
I looked for them; they're so hard to find. Christina was down there and was able to get Elle a pair of ears.
Christina, you didn't get me.
Oh, Christina hadn't even joined us in the chat yet tonight. What are you talking about?
Oh, she's gonna hear it. Because I'm gonna text her and be like, "You jerk."
So Christina Rivera, not Christina Hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we went
That's
down.
so confusing, Christina and Christina.
Yeah, your squirrel mentality is really rubbing off on me right now.
Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror, first time riding.
Extremely well themed. The queue was just moving. It was a walk-on ride. So we were actually able to take our time in the little library area, right? And got some really cool video and found the hidden Mickey.
So, quick note, if you want to ride Tower of Terror and you don't want to wait in a line, really at all, go really within an hour of closing, because you literally can just get on in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's super quick.
Yeah. It's just a walk on, man. And
don't you mean 13 minutes?
13 minutes, yes. We actually never thought it hit that. It stayed at 15 to 20.
Okay.
And I was so upset. I was like, take it to 13. I want a picture of it, right?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it was just the whole theming of it is so cool. They Jameson loved the ride. He was not. I kind of figured he might start to get scared.
Tell the story since you're rabbiting over here. Okay, we rode Tower of Terror for the first time. The queue was awesome. I really, really love it when you get to like the boiler room part. That you need to pay attention in that area because there's a lot of really cool stuff. We rode it. I thought everything was fine. We loved it. I loved it. It is scary, but it's like a fun scary. And Jameson, I swear, he loved it. The problem was that he squeezed Jay's arm so hard that he literally broke the face of Jay's Apple Watch. Like it went.
It looks like a Jack in the Box.
It looked like a Jack in the Box. Like it still worked, but the screen was like
just popped off.
I mean, it was insane.
Yeah.
And it like cut his hand open a little bit.
Yeah, cut the top of my hand there.
What's funny about the boiler room is that that's usually the part where most of the people that decide that they don't want to ride decide they don't want to ride.
Right.
Yeah.
So they go take the sissy exit. So. Well,
I mean, okay. Christina Hall, her daughter Bianca, rode with me and Jay and Jameson. And she rode for the first time without her mom. And she did a really good job. Like she was nervous.
Did an awesome job, yeah.
We got to like right at the elevator doors and she was like a little nervous.
Yeah, she's like, I'm sorry, guys. We're like, what? What do you mean? And she's like, I'm getting a little scared. We're like, no, we got this. You know, we started high-fiving, kind of hyping things up.
Hey, Walmart, legit.
Britt says she needs my shirt. It's a picture of the child, and it's a wanted poster basically for the child. Yeah, it is it's at Walmart. It's not even, you don't even have to go to Disney to find it. So,
yeah, I mean, if you look at Walmart, they've
stepped their game up.
Yeah. And that's like, we live in, 30 minutes south of Birmingham.
Well, east, but yeah.
Well, east, whatever. I feel like it's on the other side, whatever. I can't even talk with this craziness. And I'm the squirrel one.
All right. So anyways, yeah. So the watch broke, cut my hand a little bit. We took the watch off, went and got right back on.
Yeah. We rode it immediately again.
Here's the thing, dude. Like I've always heard it was like 4 or 5 drops. 8.
Well, and okay, here's the honest truth. It's never the same.
Right.
They don't do 8 all the time or 6 all the time or whatever. It's different every single time.
Yeah, it was. And I was thinking 5 drops, right? We got 5 drops. I'm like, all right, we're done. Nope. Here we go. So
back up again. Yeah.
Yeah. So
did you get
so we love Tower. We left Tower and met back up with Mom, and she took the boys over. Then she took the boys to Lightning McQueen while me and Sarah rode Rock and Roller Coaster.
Lightning McQueen is like right there at
Rock
and that was genius.
Yes, and boy, oh boy, we almost chickened out of Rock and Roller Coaster, right? It was one of those deals where, well, Sarah had an eye infection going, so she was wearing her glasses. She took her glasses off for this ride.
I gotta tell this story. Okay, so like the first day of our trip, my eye gets infected, so I had to take my contacts out and wear my glasses. That sucked so bad because a lot of the rides that we rode had the 3D glasses. So it was like glasses on top of glasses, and it didn't work out very well. And in a lot of pictures, my eyes are open really wide because there's a glare on my glasses. Anyways, so for this ride, I knew with the inversions and stuff, I was going to have to take my glasses off. So I took them off, and we're going through the queue, and Jay's like, oh, that's so cool. Look at that. And look at that. And look at that. I'm like, you're a freaking jerk. I can't see.
Yeah, I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. But we get up there to where the roller coaster is, where you've got the chain link fence and everything, right? Where you're in the parking. Yes, Brian, I'm okay. He just sent me a text.
Oh,
You
that's
all right,
what
bro?
he meant by RR. No,
Yeah, rock
okay.
and roller coaster. Yeah, that just hit me too. So we get up there where it's like the parking garage, and we saw that first coaster take off, and
We
both of
both
us
got
looked
nervous.
and was like, what the crap are we doing?
Like, there's something that, like, I have this thing. If I get, like, say we got to that point, we saw it take off, it made you nervous, whatever. If I get that far, I'm not backing out. Like, if I got to the boiler room at Tower of Terror, I'm not backing out. I've already went this far. Just get it over with. Do it. You might enjoy it. It was really nerve wracking though. That ride just shooting off like it did.
Yeah, it was. It kind of got to us a little bit, and it got to us a little bit. So we almost chickened out.
That was a bad one.
We get on the ride and we're like, okay, we know this is about to blast off. I'm going to have to share the picture on Instagram. We're both like, I think Sarah's got her eyes closed. My eyes are wide open, but we're both hanging on for dear life. You know,
it's so bad because like I was like excited, screaming like, woo! And when I do that, like my eyes just automatically close. And almost all the pictures of us from Rock and Roller Coaster, my eyes are closed.
Yeah, so we get through that first inversion and we're both like, let's do it again. Like the ride's not even close to being over, right? And we're already screaming, let's go again.
Yeah.
We rode it 3 times back to back to back, right? 3 times in a row. Walk on every time.
That first inversion is awesome because it takes you from that where it shoots you off and you're directly into a loop-de-loop, man. How cool is that?
Yeah, it was. It
really took my bell.
Yes.
Give her the bell back.
Imagine how bad that's going to. Imagine how hard that's going to be on people's ears listening to the car.
Oh my goodness!
It's not that bad.
Come on.
It's really not. It's not like those like really loud, high pitched bells. It's like a clap more.
So, anyways,
that's a great ride, by the way.
Yeah, loved Rock and Roller Coaster.
It was really, really, really good.
Let's fast forward a little bit. Let's go to Magic Kingdom, because we are an hour into this and we have done Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, that was 3 times on the first day at Hollywood Studios, and then we rode it
twice.
We rode it twice back to back on the last day at Hollywood Studios, and we would have continued to ride it, but can't always do it.
Yep, and so yeah, we
Magic Kingdom.
Yes, Magic Kingdom. Thank you.
Squirrel.
We're going to have to save Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom is going to be another episode.
That's fine. We can do that.
Yeah, because we're already.
Let's go into Animal Kingdom then.
We've already done Animal Kingdom. We did that live while we was down there. Remember?
Oh, that's true.
Come on, man.
I didn't know if you wanted to give like a after report, but that's cool.
Okay, I'm gonna give an after, like a really quick after of Magic Kingdom.
We're not doing Magic Kingdom.
I know, but this is just a statement. In several of the episodes, I've talked about how Magic Kingdom is not my favorite. It's like not even like top 3. It's like the last one. I have to reevaluate that. I think it's a close second with Hollywood Studios down.
Magic Kingdom is a close second. Yes, I said that from the get-go that you're the weirdo.
My first experiences weren't that great.
I will say this though. Look at what I snagged. Got me the Steamboat Willie popcorn bucket.
That he never even put popcorn in.
Never even put popcorn in it. Nope.
Like he got it, asked him to leave it in the wrapping, took it to the hotel room or the resort room, took the wrapping off, and sat it there, and that's where it stayed. Yep.
Displayed right in front of the TV. So, all right. So Britt is asking a great question here. Due to the COVID-19, what safety measures do you feel stood out for you as parents with small ones?
They are on top of their game on cleaning. For real.
The cleaning is just out of this world right now, honestly.
Like, say you're eating at, wherever,
Mm.
like, as soon as you get up, they are cleaning the table.
Right. And not just the tables, they're
But
cleaning the chairs and
and
everything. Even on the rides, even at the swimming pools, okay. I would say probably about every 45 minutes to an hour, a lifeguard was coming around, sanitizing the rails on the ladders, on the steps and everything.
Like, they didn't actually let you open the gate yourself. A lifeguard opened it for you. And then, when you pick your chair or whatever at the pool, when you're done and you're leaving,
you leave it folded up.
Yeah, you fold the top down so they know that that's dirty and needs to be cleaned.
Right. And either way, they're still going through every so often and sterilizing all the chairs and everything, all the tables. I had zero concern when the typical, the Disney flu, right? I mean, so many people come back from Disney with the flu. The safety measures that were put in are really out of this world.
Okay, and like they do things a little different now. Like, you do not fill up your own cup. They fill up a paper cup for you, even if you get the refillable mugs or refillable cups. You just ask for like Diet Coke or whatever, and they fix it in a cup and you pour it in your own cup. They don't touch your stuff at all. And then like when you order food, you can't even go over to that area until you get a notification that your food is ready.
Yes, so every quick service, including at the resorts, is mobile order.
A lot of stuff wasn't open too.
Yeah.
Like, at our resort, only one of the cafes or whatever was open. Also, they don't use cloth towels to clean. They use all paper.
Yep.
So it's immediately thrown away. They don't even keep it or clean, multiple stuff with it.
Right. So I have a request for Disney because I know that we have people down at Disney that listen. I have a request that you go ahead and do away with the paper straws, at least for right now.
Oh my gosh.
Since you're going through so much paper with the cups and everything, let's go ahead and get the plastic straws back for a little bit.
On one of our last days there, we ran to McDonald's for like a quick snack that night. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get back to civilization just for a freaking plastic straw.
Right.
Like, it was bad.
And Mom says here, Germex everywhere, going in rides, out of rides. Everywhere.
And they have those like mobile sink things.
Yes, they have the little wash stations there.
Like they had Germex like when you were going into the ride. And then a lot of times it would be right before you got on the ride. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as you got off, there was Germex too.
There's also a lot of plexiglass. So in switchback areas, you would see plexiglass. Mm-hmm. I will say this, you need to mind your markers. And what I mean by that is you've seen pictures of it that there's all over the place where you have the
I don't like metal straws. Like that would hurt my teeth.
Yeah. They have the, please stand here stripes everywhere, right? That's their social distance. Where they're telling you, hey, you're good right here. Just stand right here. There are areas in some switchbacks where they did not put up plexiglass.
And they didn't let you go close.
Right.
Like they skipped a row.
Yeah, they skipped a row, or it would be, right there as you turn on the switchback, there would be a line there, and then there wouldn't be another one until the very end of that section. So there was no stickers down, so you don't go there, right? You have to stay at the very end. So that was another thing. So mind your markers if you're going down to Disney anytime soon.
Another thing, the lines, like some of them look really long, but they're not. They're not at all because everything is so spaced out.
Yeah.
We bought some silicone ones, but they just
wasn't a big fan of them either.
Yeah.
The plastic ones were the best that you've done even before from Disney.
like instead of getting like I'm a firm believer in the cups that you can get unlimited refills on. You don't have to pay for one all the time. Mostly because I drink a lot of water, Diet Coke, whatever. I upgraded ours from the plastic ones to these metal Star Wars ones that were really cute. And I just used it without a straw. Like I just didn't use a straw as much as possible.
Right. So long story short, Britt, to answer your question, I would say there's zero worries at Disney. Hey, let's put it this way. I guarantee you Disney is safer than any school,
Safer than Walmart.
any Walmart, Publix, anywhere you're going in town. It's going to be safer,
And they are very serious about, keeping that 6 foot distance.
Yeah, they even sanitize the remotes in the rooms.
And they're put in like these plastic containers where you literally open up a brand new remote.
Yeah. So now's the time to go. Low crowds. I will say, and we'll talk about, our Magic Kingdom reservation.
Let me go get the cup. It's freaking awesome.
Thanks, El. So we'll talk about it more with the Magic Kingdom trip report and all when we finish up.
So I'm seeing, like, what I'm getting out of this is we got 3 more shows behind this one on y'all's trip alone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. Here she comes. Stay over there.
Oh, I mean, I can't tell where. I don't think you can actually see it.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
But they're like metal thermos top cups. And
it's like a Yeti cup, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeti cup.
It's awesome. It keeps I left it in the car overnight, and like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock the next day, it still had ice in it. But it's got like the sliding top part.
I don't think anybody can hear you, honey.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth the purchase. And but yeah, I would say definitely now's the time to go. You got to do late reservations though. Don't use your part-time eating, okay? Because it is shorter hours right now. No, Britt says she's shooting for March. I have a feeling things might be a little more normal by then. But even if it's not, we will. I say you gotta get the late reservations right there before park close.
Cheryl, to answer your question, the Haunted Mansion actually has. There's a movie called The Haunted Mansion that Eddie Murphy is in.
Right. Well,
I don't know if he actually was ever in the. Was he ever in the ride?
Well, so mom remembers when we went during the 25th anniversary that Eddie Murphy was in the Haunted Mansion, that it was kind of themed off that movie and all. I don't remember specifically. So, whoops. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, they have celebrating whatever their 50th. So that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. Getting old. So anyways, yeah. Anything else we want to talk about from our first day at Hollywood Studios? Oh, yeah. We did 50s primetime.
Yes.
Dude, that fried chicken, boy.
I did what is it, Mama's Favorites or something? So you got a little bit of...
That roast was good.
You got a little roast. You got chicken, and you got...
something else. I don't remember.
Meatloaf?
Yes, meatloaf.
And then vegetable. Yeah. It was really, really, really good. I loved it.
I will say, and I don't know if it's because of the whole, the new procedures and everything, but it was not the experience that I had heard about.
Yeah, they're not like
I was legit sitting there like with my elbows on the table every time our server came up, cousin Lisa, I think was her name, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like be on my phone, like trying to do everything wrong and got no reaction.
For that matter, like it was really late, so there wasn't very many people in the restaurant. We were like, there was a table like we were off in this side section, and it was us and one other table, and these freaking turds were talking so loud that I could not hear the person next to me at our table. It made me so angry. And like cousin Lisa didn't even say anything to him.
Yeah, Britt, there is an upcharge for the cups that we get, the refillable cups.
Yeah, the refillable plastic cups are 20 and the metal Star Wars ones are 30. So buying 5 of them so that all of us have one, it was a big hit, but they're definitely worth it.
All right, so Brian just texted me and said that he wanted to do dining on another show. So we will stop talking about dining. But I will say this: it did make it to where we got out of the park. We got done eating at night, so we was able to see everything lit up.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I got a really nice video of the entrance and the music they were playing and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll even be able to upload it because of copyright stuff. So if that's something you would like to have, it's just the music there at Hollywood Studios. It's like maybe a 5-minute long video or something like that. I don't remember. But it's just so peaceful. Just so peaceful. So if you want that, just shoot us a message or something. I'll send that over to you.
Yeah, LD.
Did y'all miss the fireworks or anything like that?
No, not really. Oh, one thing they do, because they're not doing the fireworks in the parks, every night on the TV in your room, they have a show of it. Like they do a show of it every night, like the full show or whatever.
Yeah, they show Happily Ever After every night in your resort room. So that's a pretty cool thing. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. I would have really enjoyed to have Happily Ever After. As far as everything else, I mean, Rivers of Light isn't coming back. We already know that.
Well, like the night show at Hollywood Studios is pretty awesome too.
Yeah, I did kind of miss it, but I kind of didn't at the same time. I really wanted to watch it from Galaxy's Edge, just to see the fireworks going off over the Falcon and everything. That would have been incredible. But Happily Ever After, that one did hurt. It did.
I mean, we missed it, but at the same time, we were doing so much that we really didn't have time to miss it while we were there.
Yeah, Mom has it down. Happily Ever After was on TV from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. every night.
That's awesome. That's great.
All right.
Brian's like, let's go. I'm tired.
Yep, Brian's ready to go.
I'm good. I was just like, I'm thinking there's 3 more shows on this. Just about dining, rides.
We've got a lot of content coming now, for sure. We've got to rework our top rides list. That's going to open up a whole new Would You Rather or One Must Go. We've got dining. We've got to talk about. Not
only that, but I talked to a lot of cast members, like at least 3 or 4 cast members every single day. And I found out some really, really cool stuff to do. Like we could do a whole show on this stuff.
Yeah, Sarah was knocking out them cast members, man. She was talking their ears off.
One really cool thing, I got to brag on us, Brian. So on the last night in Hollywood Studios, we had we ate at Oga's. Well, we didn't eat. We just got a drink.
We'll talk about this on the show with that one.
You don't want me to do it now? Mm-mm. Okay. All right.
But yeah, let's just, you want to do a long story short? No, let's save it. We're already an hour and 10 in. So we're going to save that. You really want to tell it, don't you?
She does. I can see it.
Go tell it. Tell it.
No, honey. I'm over here reading the comments. Like, Would You Rather is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, the Would You Rather. And One Must Go, there might be some punches thrown. I'm going to be honest. Because we have now done every single attraction in Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios.
You can't say that, though.
What?
She can, but you can.
Yeah, technically I
I didn't
can.
do Flight of Passage.
One thing that was really neat, I'd heard people talking about the smells. Like we'd looked at that whatever website it is where they sell candles that smell like the parks and stuff. I did not notice it as much before as I did this time that we went, like at Magic Kingdom and at Animal Kingdom and at Hollywood Studios. There really is signature smells for rides.
Yes.
Like,
yep.
Oh my gosh. And the resorts have signature smells too.
Yeah, there's 2 candles that I want. I want one for Caribbean Beach. The smell in there is amazing.
It's awesome.
And the other one I want is for the Tomorrowland Speedway. That is the most realistic. Tomorrowland Speedway is the most realistic signature smell you're going to find on Disney.
I gotta say, Flight of Passage smells amazing.
Yes, when you're going through the water and stuff, it's just, man, it's awesome.
Like it's a really like when I was waiting in the queue, before we go in, I was like, "Holy crap! What is that smell? It smells so good!" And then I realized it's the ride,
right?
And that's with a mask on. I think they kicked it up a notch.
They definitely kicked it up a notch. So we're going to go ahead and end the podcast. We're going to we'll keep chatting live with the people in the live chat if they want to, but we're going to end the podcast here. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube or Facebook yet, make sure you do that. That way you get notifications when we are going live. I try to schedule them out a couple hours at least, so you have a heads up. If you haven't liked our Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, you need to do that anyways. And also, I know, right? Don't forget our incredible family over at Magic and Mickey Travel. You can find them at magicandmickey.com, and you can fill out that obligation-free quote request form.
Okay, the comments. Pirates. Right. Hold on.
So we will.
They're talking about it.
We will be talking to you guys for Brian. Do you have anything else?
No, I'm good, man.
All right, dude. Well, for Sarah, Brian, I'm James. We'll talk to you real soon. Okay, honey. Well, if you would listen, I said we're going to end the podcast and keep talking to the chat if they want to. I'm trying to end the podcast, and you just want to keep talking. What's up with that? So, LD, we got issues with you now. You don't like the smells at Pirates? What's wrong with you?
Okay, I get it, and I don't. Like,
that's the last thing you're doing.
Can someone turn down the sharpness?
Are you off? Are you done? You better be.
No, we're still live. All right, so go ahead, honey.
Okay, the Pirates ride. I kind of get it. Like it smells good, and then there's a not so good smell on top of it. Like the smell of the cannons and stuff like that kind of at some points overpowers.
Right.
So it's got like a good smell and a bad smell.
I get it. I do need meds. So
the sass, ain't that the truth?
Yeah, that's what she says. I don't see what y'all are talking about. Britt says that Caribbean Beach is her second favorite, so now I'm interested to see what her favorite is.
Favorite resort?
Yeah.
Or smell?
I don't know.
Clarify.
Yes, clarify. Brian's just being all quiet on us over there.
I feel like in the background of like Brian, there
is he trying to talk?
I don't know. I feel like there's someone doing this with hands.
Right. Brian, are you okay? Blink twice if you need help. Oh no. Somebody get to Brian quick. But yeah. Okay, so the chat went dead. I don't know what's happening. The people are watching, but they're not talking with us, so I don't know what Britt's favorite is.
Jay does have a whole lot of sass, and I don't know what his problem is, but he had a lot of sass on this trip.
Okay, so Britt's saying that her second favorite resort is Caribbean Beach. So what's your favorite? I do not have you muted, Brian.
He muted himself.
You just muted yourself, dude.
It said muted by host.
Oh, me. Yeah, there is about a 10, 15-second delay with the chat. I hate that, but it is what it is.
Someone did mention somewhere in the chat there. Didn't they just remodel or whatever?
Ella did, yeah, she sure did.
Caribbean. The first room that we stayed in, we stayed in one room for pretty much the whole trip, and then we decided to stay an extra day, so we got moved to a different room. The first room we were in was not one of the ones that they were updated. There were problems with the room. It definitely was not updated. But then the second room that we stayed in was really cool, like really, really cool, and looked like it had been updated, like fresh paint, like new fixtures in the bathroom and stuff like that.
Right. I got you. Britt says here, Fort Wilderness is campground and resort is her favorite.
Take and fold your dog blanket and put it in the basket.
Unfold that dog blanket.
It's crazy in the Ferguson household, y'all.
It is going nuts in there, man.
It's pandemonium.
Do they know you're still alive?
They don't care.
No.
They don't care. I've never been to.
Yeah,
the
we
Fort
hadn't even been
Wilderness
able to make it to
campground.
Fort Wilderness yet.
I will say this: I'm not a camper. Like, I have been camping several times, but it is not. Like, I would rather have a resort room any day.
Well, they have cabins there.
Yeah, but
And I told you we talked about that. So that is something that might happen. We might be staying in a cabin next year or something on our adult trip, splitting it with Shad and Christina.
yeah, I can't wait to go without the kids.
Dude, that is like one of our, we talk about it, but it's when you talk about it, it's like, man, that'd be so awesome. It's just
Like, I can see two sides of it. Like, it would be really exciting, really awesome, really great to go without the kids, and at the same time I would definitely feel guilty and I'm just tired of it being in my floor.
I'm just tired of being in my floor.
I would feel a little guilty, like the kids would love that. But at the same time, it wouldn't make me not go without the kids.
You're going to have to you're going to have to tell Jenny to just fast forward to the last few minutes of the video.
Okay.
Just clowning on you. Because they could hear every word that you say.
Did he hear me singing "No one goes to bed until the house chores"?
No, but he heard you say, what'd you say? What was it?
The
I'm
dog
tired of
said
that being on my
I
floor.
heard it being on the floor.
If I said a potty word, I apologize. It's late. It's past my bedtime.
Jameson would disown.
About camping.
Oh, Jameson knows how I feel about it. I'll camp in the living room floor with him and stuff.
Yeah, no. Well, I didn't even get that until after.
But if I have the choice between a resort room and even a motor coach, like a RV or whatever, I'm absolutely definitely going with the resort room.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I probably would too. Of course, it would be kind of, I want to try a cabin.
I do want to try a cabin. I want to stay at all of them. But
Brian, poor Brian. I feel so bad for him over there. Like, anytime you're face palming while live on Facebook and YouTube, that's just not a good sign. And you're muted too. So it's like, what is going on over there? And all he can do is roll his eyes, shake his head, and he is red.
something just
Something has
happened.
happened that has him embarrassed.
Oh, leaving him at home? Yeah. He would be really upset. Today we were doing homework and Like, just okay. Jameson has ADHD. Medicine does not work for him. It makes things worse. So we just find ways to deal with it. One thing that works for my ADHD when I'm doing homework and stuff is to play music or have a show going in the background. So I tried that today with Jameson while we were doing his homework, and he wanted to watch or listen to the Disney Channel on Pandora. And like he got quiet for a minute and he's like, I miss Disney. Like, yeah, me too, kid.
All right. So we're just going to go ahead and call it a night. The lottery ticket cabin is a must get, though. I'm going to have to check that out.
Where is it that guy told us we needed to go and ask to see?
I don't remember. So, but Brian's about to head out. So we're going to go ahead and head out. And we'll be talking to y'all real soon, probably, guys.